stamping friends, it is Kim Vogel with the Basement Bunch Stampers, and I'm here today to share another great card featuring the Celebrate Sunflowers dies. Now I cannot take credit for this card. I received it as a swap card, and I don't even know who I can give credit to because one of my girls threw away the envelope that had the name on this card. So I cannot take credit for it. Another demonstrator made it, and it was one of their swap cards. I did add a couple little touches to it. I added the bow to it because I thought the bow was really cute. But I love the color scheme, and I love that this showcased a couple of our new in colors. And so I'm going to share with you how this card was made and go over some of the product that was used to make it. So the Celebrate Sunflowers dies bundle comes with a stamp set and the coordinating dies, and these dies are amazing. I love the detail in them, that you get both the outline and the detail die to cut out the sunflower, and then you have the same dies that cut out the leaves. You can see those have been well used already. This will cut out the center for your flower, and then there's also a die that will cut out this stamped image down here on the bottom as well. So lots of options with those dies. Now that bundle sells for $51.25, and there is a link in the description of my video for you to be able to purchase this great bundle or any of the other supplies that I'll be showcasing for you on today's featured card. Now the color of cardstock that is used on the base of this card is the new Misty Moonlight. And this is one of our new 5 in colors. This is cut 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm just going to fold it in half, and this will become the base of our card. And then I have a matte cut of the same color, the same Misty Moonlight. This is cut 5.25 by 4. And I ran it through the embossing folder with one of our textiles. I think it's the textures embossing folder. I will have this all the supplies listed below as well, so you'll be able to know exactly which embossing folder I used. And that is simply adhered down to the card like this. Now I'm going to be using our new Stampin' Seal Plus adhesive on this card. And I have found that when you use this adhesive on some of the pieces of cardstock that have been embossed, it likes to stick to the actual cardstock. And the reason for that, when you run cardstock through your emboss machine, it actually breaks down the fibers a little bit of your cardstock, and so it's making it a little bit more easy for it to be able to be ripped. So in that case, I like to actually put the adhesive down directly onto my card base here, so that way I'm not having to worry about ripping this. So that's why I put the card or the adhesive right on there, and I just make sure I don't get it too close to the edges so that I'm able to not have any of that stickiness showing once I layer my piece down. So just a little tip and trick there. In advance, using the Bumblebee, this is the Bumblebee, I do believe it's the Bumblebee cardstock. I showcased this awesome stamp set and bundle on one of my Facebook Lives, so make sure you check it back on some of, I did post it to my YouTube channel as well, so make sure you check it out. But in advance, I stamped using this great big stamp right here. I stamped this flower. I'm using the actually this is crushed curry, so I used the crushed curry yellow cardstock with the crushed curry yellow ink, so it's color on color. And then I used the Daffodil Delight layer to put here on the top, and I love how that turned out. Now another tip that I want to tell you guys, if you struggle with trying to line these up, I always look for the little leaves on the sunflower that point down to the right, and then I try to find them on here as well. And by doing that, it's much easier to find, and it's much easier to line these up. Usually it is anyway for me. There we go. By being able to find those that kind of layer down. Now to adhere this down, all I've been doing is adding adhesive down to the center of these flowers. I have not been adding adhesive all the way around the other part because I feel that this is just enough to kind of hold this in place, and I kind of like the look of this being up. So all the cards that I've been making, I've been leaving that up. And then I also layered some of the leaves the same way. So this is the Old Olive ink on the Old Olive cardstock, and then this is the Pear Pizzazz, and I just cut out the little layer on top. And I'm just going to add a little bit of, actually I'm just going to use a glue dot to adhere this on. Now you can also use the fine tip glue pen or the liquid Tombow adhesive glue, but sometimes those get a little messy for me, and I try to kind of keep it to where it's not too messy. So I've got one of those layered together, and then I'm going to layer one more doing the exact same way. So I'm just going to put a glue dot right in the middle here and put that right on top like that. And then I cut out a center of the flower using the Early Espresso, and this is the little center right here. And I'm going to just simply use a couple of glue dots to adhere that down. And then we're going to actually assemble the rest of our card. So I'm going to glue that right down to the middle. And then from here, I'm going to apply dimensionals to the back of this. And this will be the raised part of the card. I'm going to just use 3 dimensionals here. I'm going to peel off those backings. Doing it off to the side, otherwise those backings get everywhere on me. And then for these flowers, or the leaves, I'm going to actually adhere them right underneath here. So that way the leaves are applied directly to the card where the flower, the sunflower, is actually raised up. I'm just going to kind of put those 2 on there like that. Isn't that so pretty? And then I used some of the ribbon. This is a ribbon pack that comes, it's part of the Flowers for Every Season bundle that kind of coordinates as well with this awesome sunflower stuff. And this is actually called the Flowers for Every Season, where is it at here? Ribbon pack. You get 3 different kinds of ribbon. You get this one, you get a really pretty white, like a cotton white, and then you also get a like a green, the jade green and white, kind of like a gingham. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bow here using this. So this is the Whisper White, and it's got the Misty Moonlight color in it as well. And I'm just going to make a little bow, and I'm not tying it real tight at first because I don't want this to twist on me. So I found it much easier to do this bow lightly, and then you can pull it tight when you have the little the bow the way you want it to look. And I'm just going to trim off the tails on that. And then using a glue dot, I'm going to adhere this down to the center of my card, like that. And then I have a piece of a 1/2 inch, this is the Sahara Sand, and using some Early Espresso, we are going to stamp the Thanks a Bunch on there. So let me get that put onto my card. Here we go. So I'm bringing in my Early Espresso ink, and this is the Thanks a Bunch. And I'm going to stamp on this side of it right here. Hopefully it's good. And then I'm just going to cut this at an angle. Let me bring this back in so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to cut that at an angle. I've been doing this a lot lately with the cutting at an angle, and I kind of like it, especially if you struggle with cutting them straight and not having to use your trimmer. Cutting them at an angle is a really nice way, and I really like the look, and it's becoming quite popular as well. I'm going to add a couple dimensionals to this, one on each end. And then we're going to adhere this down to the card. And then I topped it off with some of my favorite embellishments they're just my favorite right now. It is the gold gilded gems. And so I'm just going to put a few of these on my card sporadically. I just feel that really makes that sunflower just kind of pop. So they're already got adhesive on the back of them. And I just, like I said, it just makes that kind of pop. So I hope that you've enjoyed this fun card. I love this color combination with the yellow and our Misty Moonlight. I think it's going to be a favorite one, especially with the Celebrating Sunflower dies and stamp set. So I hope you've enjoyed this card as much as I have, and I look forward to seeing you guys all back here soon. Now make sure you follow me on Facebook. All the descriptions or all the links to find me in all my social media platforms are included in the description of the video, and I'd love to have you join me. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye.